There's no promises being made in this video. There's no guarantees being made in this video. What I'm going to share with you is a single tip that I do think has a significant impact on your likelihood of getting your account back. Hey guys, what's up? Max Finn here. And today's video is a video that, I honestly hoped I didn't have to shoot. It is probably one of the most frustrating things about running Facebook ads and kind of building a business on Facebook and Instagram paid traffic is that you're at the mercy of these platforms, right? We are all at the mercy of Zuckerberg, right? We're living in his world. We're all just little minnows swimming through the Zuckerberg sea. And for whatever reason, at any time, without any excuses given or any reasons given, you can get the gavel struck down on you and you're KO, right? Might as well just like shank us, right? Might as well just take like Zuckerberg might as well just take a batarang, right? Just take one of these batarangs and just like fling it at us. When you hit that rejection, that deactivation, just throw a batarang at us and just kill us, right? Just take us put us out of our mercy, right? About our pain and all that good stuff. So, now why am I ranting about this right now? Well, we had an ad account that was deactivated earlier today. And it was deactivated right before I had to do a live training, which is always a great mental state to be in, right? So you're doing a training, you're like, all right, got to get pumped up for this. And then you refresh one of your ad accounts and you're like, deactivate it. And listen, if you're watching this video and this has happened to you, let me know whether you're watching it live, you're watching it on YouTube, wherever you're watching it. I'm curious if this is what happens to you. Like, let's walk through this, okay? You run an ad account for weeks, months, maybe even longer. You've never had any issues. You never had an ad rejected. You've never had any issues, right? You're running compliant white hat traffic. And then out of nowhere, you get the notice that dreaded account has been deactivated. Now, if you're like me, it probably, every time it's happened, it says your ad account has been disabled for policy violations. And then you expect it to go on and say, because it violated this policy, it violated policy 31, and you were selling human body parts, which I don't actually think is number 31, but one of the prohibited categories is selling human organs and body parts, which I'm always curious, who was the person that pushed that button and tried to sell a human organ and got Facebook to shut him down there. But never happens, right? Never happens. Facebook never gives us a reason. They never tell us, why was it shut down? Why was it deactivated? Was it deactivated because you use this specific word? Was it deactivated because in your video you used copyrighted footage? Was it deactivated because your video included a statement that was improper, because it included a dangerous act? Right? Whatever it is, knowing that would dramatically help us improve going forward, right? If you're a marketer on the platform, if you're an advertiser on the platform, and you violate an ad policy, knowing which policy it was would help you. So going forward, I don't violate that anymore, right? Facebook should want that. Facebook should want to be educating its advertisers so going forward, they don't make the same mistakes. And for people like me that teach thousands of people and talk to tens of thousands of people every year, that I can come in and say, hey guys, listen, here's some of the things that Facebook's really cracking down on, because they've told us they're cracking down on, right? And unfortunately, we have to piece these things together. I have to piece them together by looking at lots of ad accounts and seeing what's the commonality, what's the trend that we're seeing. Okay, so the reason you're watching this video is you're not here to watch me vent, right? You click this clickbaity video title because you're like, hey, I've had an ad account deactivated, or I think I'm going to get deactivated, and I want to know how to get it reversed. Now, listen. I'm not making any guarantees or promises here. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Ganesh? How's it going? There's no promises being made in this video. There's no guarantees being made in this video. What I'm going to share with you is a single tip that I do think has a significant impact on your likelihood of getting your account back. And the reason I'm sharing this is because I've done this multiple times and I am 100% success rate on it. Now, again, I'm a small sample size. I don't get a lot of ad accounts deactivated. We run super white hat compliant traffic, and a lot of our clients are super white hat compliant. So not a massive sample size. However, whenever I'm doing something and I see it work every time, I want to share it with everybody else. Okay. So let's set the context around this. One of the first thing that happens when your ad accounts gets rejected, what is the first thing you do? Other than the fact of cursing out of your computer and breaking stuff and getting angry and frustrated and venting, what's the first thing that you really do? What is it? Well, the first thing you do is you go in and you request an appeal, right? You get in there and you start typing and you say, you suck, right? This is bullshit. This is BS. You write one sentence or you get very angry, right? I used to do that a lot in the early days when I was first starting on Facebook, whenever it happened, which happened a lot less back in the day. That's what I'd always do, right? I would always get in there and I would either write a really short, like, hey, reverse the decision. I wouldn't even include something. I would just appeal it. Or I would just rip the person apart. I would tell them how stupid they are. You're an idiot. This is bullshit. You're going to regret this, right? I thought it was a big deal. Like, yeah, my few $1 million and spend a year, you're going to feel that pain, right? Listen, what we need to understand is that on the other side of that appeal are human beings, right? There are people. Now, it's a lot of what happens on Facebook, whether it's approving ads, whether it's rejecting ads, whether it's deactivating ad accounts, it's still a blend of computer and people, right? Man and machine, woman and machine, right? That's a lot of what happens on Facebook now. So there's a robust algorithms, AI, machine learning, all this stuff and software, but there's still a lot of human beings, right? So a lot of people who all day long, all they're doing is they're just reviewing posts. They're reviewing ads. They're reviewing accounts. They're reviewing profiles. That's all they're doing is throughout the day, Facebook's algo is triggering things because of keywords, because of patterns, sending it to humans and humans then reviewing it, right? Okay, so if we realize that we're talking then to a human, right? Not just a machine, we're talking to human beings. We need to start thinking about what do you think's going on with that person, right? So think about this. You're pissed. You're pissed your ad account got shut down because another person shut it down, right? And that person that you're typing to, think about how many pissed advertisers are messaging them every single day. Think about it for a second. Think about the volume of appeals that person gets every single day, 5 days a week, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., whatever it is, week after week, month after month. That would piss off and frustrate and just drive anybody crazy, right? That was your job all day, every day. That's all you were doing, right? Nobody's thanking you for your job. Nobody's expressing gratitude. Nobody's expressing appreciation. Nobody's even treating you like a human being, right? You're just getting disrespected. You're being treated like a piece of shit, right? You're a poop emoji. I need to see emojis for when I curse and stuff on here. No, but if that's how you're leading, if that's how you're going into the situation, do you really think that person is going to be on your side? Right? Think about that. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes, right? As a business owner, right? Let's say you're the business owner and a customer calls you, okay? Customer calls you and let's say you mess up their order. Or let's say you didn't even mess up their order, but they think you did, right? If that person calls and the first thing they say to you is, you know what, you're an asshole. I'm so pissed right now. You messed up my day. You ruined my week. I hate you. I want to talk to your manager. How are you going to respond to that person? You're going to respond in a similar tone, right? We match each other's emotions, right? So they elevated and now you elevate and now you're both upset and angry, right? Even if you're trying to stay cool, calm, and collected. Now instead, think about that person called you, you answer the phone. Hey, this is Max. I'm a customer of yours. Listen, I absolutely love your business. I love your product. I've been a customer for such a long time and it's really it's one of my favorite brands in the world and I love it. But that being said, unfortunately my last order, the package didn't come. And listen, I know you guys are slammed. I know you're super busy and I know it's not your fault. You're not personally responsible, but it's inconvenienced me. It's impacting me this way. Do you think if you're the customer, you're going to get a better, more favorable outcome as the second option or the first option, right? Which of those scenarios do you think is going to be more favorable for the consumer? The second one, of course, right? The second outcome, the second scenario is going to lead to a better outcome, right? And that's how we would treat any customer that approaches like that. If you approach us and talk to us with respect, you're going to get respect. If you talk to us with disrespect and anger and hostility, you're going to get disrespect, anger, and hostility at some point, even if it's hidden, right? So the point here is whenever I request a review, an appeal to an ad account, I always make sure to write a lengthy response. I put time into it, right? Because listen, if your ad account is that important to you, you should be willing to show it, right? A lot of people don't write anything, or they write one sentence. If it's really that important to you, you should show it, right? Writing a long, thoughtful response with personal touches in there makes a big difference. It shows that person that you actually do care, right? You spent the time to write something, okay? That's tip one. Tip two, never go right on the offensive. Never start it off with anger, hostility, or disrespect. Because guess what? As soon as that person sees it, they're gone. You have no chance. I don't care what you say in there. I don't care how right you are. I don't care how compliant you are. You are not getting the ad account back, ever, right? So you're done out of the gate, okay? So never start with hostility. Never start with disrespect. Never just write nothing or start with one sentence. Always write something lengthy and respectful, okay? So I'm going to read you. This is what I'll do because I'm streaming on multiple places. So I'm just going to kind of read you the first paragraph of my appeal. And again, listen, I don't have a massive amount of data here, but what I can say is this appeal has worked every single time. Every time I used it, it's worked, right? Across a lot of different businesses, a lot of different ad accounts. Okay. So first paragraph. First, let me start by apologizing for allegedly violating any Facebook's ad policies. It was certainly never our intent, and we take running compliant white hat traffic very, very seriously as a company. I'm sure you get hundreds or even thousands of angry messages here a day from advertisers who are venting on you about their ad accounts being deactivated. That is certainly not my intent today, but instead to hopefully shed some light on how the millions of small business owners using Facebook feel. Okay? So right out of the gate, I'm making it clear that, hey, I'm sorry. I'm starting with a sorry, right? Even if you like, and I said allegedly, right? I didn't admit guilt. I said allegedly violating it, but I still apologized, right? I started with an apology for doing something. Okay. So starting on the right foot, I'm apologizing. And then I empathize with the person. I say, listen, like I can totally understand. I bet that you're having a crappy day. I bet that you're getting tons of these posts every single day. And so I'm showing that I actually care about this person, right? You want to know how many times this person probably feels like somebody cares about him every day? None, right? I guarantee you at work every single day, they feel like nobody cares about them, that they are just a cog in a wheel. Facebook doesn't care about them. The customers don't care about them. They only get care when they go home, right? So all day long, nobody's respecting them. So I'm showing I care, I empathize, I respect them, okay? Then I go into my background. Right. So then I say, hey, I personally managed tens of millions in Facebook ad spend over the last 6 years for hundreds of companies from small startups to massive companies like 3M and Sam's Club. I also speak on some of the biggest stages around the world to tens of thousands of marketers about Facebook advertising and have thousands of students in my courses and training program. I can assure you that I know Facebook's ad policies like the back of my hand. And as I said above, I take them very seriously. So now I'm setting credentials, right? I'm not just an advertiser, right? No, I'm somebody, I've lived and breathed Facebook for years, right? I've managed tens of millions of dollars in spend. I've worked with hundreds of businesses. I've worked with public companies, right? And I speak about this on big stages, right? So I'm letting them know that I'm not just, somebody, I clearly know what the rules are. I clearly know what the terms of service are, okay? Then I go in, okay? After carefully looking back through each ad in the ad account, I'm struggling to see which specific policy we violated. We're promoting a product that's used by over 300,000 people around the world with over 95% 5-star reviews. And then I also link to the reviews and everything, so they have reference to that. So they actually know that we're not just making this up. In our ad copy, we were very careful to make zero claims about the product or its benefits. We also do not call out any specific user in the copy or creative. Based on this, I kindly ask that you reconsider your decision and allow us to continue running compliant traffic on Facebook, okay? So again, I'm letting them know, hey, we take this seriously. I've gone back and I've actually reviewed everything. I physically went in and I've looked at all our ads. I've looked at all our videos. I've looked at our landing pages. And I know, and I'm referencing some of the things they usually highlight, like, singling somebody out, making bold claims. So I'm showing that I know this stuff, right? I know what they were typically looking for. I'm saying, hey, I know this stuff. We're not doing any of these things that you commonly call people out for or reject people for. And then I get into a little, kind of, so I spent the first 3 paragraphs kind of just buttering them up, showing respect, setting expertise. And then I show that I care, right? And then I get into, hey, this is how I feel, right? So again, I've empathized. So now I can get into the feelings part without being aggressive. So then I say, I know my opinion doesn't really matter, but I do teach and talk to tens of thousands of business owners who advertise on Facebook every year. And I wanted to share some universal feedback that I've been getting, right? So again, it's all about like, I want to share feedback with you. I'm not telling you to do your job. Hey, but I do this for a living and I want to share some feedback. Again, I'm coming at this from a very non-aggressive, non-threatening way. So I said, when you shut down an ad account for a policy violation, there's almost never a specific reason given. Simply saying your ad account violated our ad policies and that you should go review the list to not do this again doesn't help anyone. And more importantly, it sets the advertiser up for failure, as they will almost certainly make the same mistake because they don't actually know what the mistake was in the first place. I would imagine that your algo flags ad accounts for specific reasons, and it should be incredibly easy to pass that specific reason along to the advertiser when you make a decision to shut someone's account down. Okay. So I'm saying, hey, here's the problem. Here's a solution that I think that could be useful, right? So again, I'm showing I care. Then I go on, I know you are doing your job and that these ad accounts are just ad accounts. So again, empathizing. I know you're just doing your job, right? I know this isn't personal. This isn't intentional. I'm not blaming you for it. But there are much more to the advertisers using them. For many business owners, Facebook's their sole source of customers. They have employees and families that depend on paychecks from the business. When you shut down an ad account, you are directly impacting real people beyond just the one person running the ad account. Given how serious the impact of your decision can be, I think Facebook owes it to every advertiser to at least give a real reason when they shut down the lifeblood of a business. As a simple one-sentence generic canned response that is sent to every advertiser is disrespectful and does not do anything to actually move the platform forward and prevent this from happening in the future. Okay. So again, now I'm humanizing the advertiser. I'm making it seem like, hey, this isn't just people trying to game the system or trying to just make money. These are business owners who have employees, they have team members, they have families, and those people depend on Facebook as a customer stream. That drives income, drives revenue. It drives, what people get, food, housing, shelter, all that stuff. And then I end with, I'm sure that a human might not even be reading this message, but if you are a person and reading this, I hope you have a little better understanding of the impact that your decisions every day have on real hardworking people, good people. All we want is a tiny bit more insight when you shut down something so important to us. That is all anyone wants. Thank you again for the time that you've taken to read this and for your hard work you do on a daily basis. So again, I'm saying, hey, we're not making dramatic claims here. I don't want you to go jump off a bridge. Like, people may probably say some really mean stuff to these people. Say, listen, we don't want any of that. All I want is just a little more explanation, a little more transparency, a little more insight. That's it. That's all we're asking for. And then again, I end it by thanking them again, thanking them for reading this and thanking them for the hard work, right? I'm recognizing that and empathizing with them. And then I end with, I do hope you reconsider your decision and reverse the deactivation. Have a good day. And then I sign it, right? I actually put a real name there. I don't just let it just populate in there, okay? So there you have it. That's our appeal template that we send when anytime an ad account gets deactivated. And again, like I said, this appeal has worked 100% of the time. And I think the reason it's worked so well is because it's signaling to that person who's on the other side on Facebook that, listen, we respect you. I care about you. We value Facebook. We value the platform. We value doing things ethically in the right way. We understand the platform. And all we're looking for is insight to ensure we can do better with the platform, right? So there's the tip. There's the advice for whatever it's worth. That I think you just put a little more personalization, a little more time, a little more empathy into your appeal. And I truly believe that the outcomes will dramatically improve for you on your next ad account deactivation. So if you have any questions about this, any questions about the strategy, any questions about the actual copy, the letter, anything ad account deactivation related, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want more videos about Facebook ads, marketing, digital marketing, entrepreneurship, all that good stuff, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And we got more videos coming for you in the near future. Thanks, guys.